Hello, it's Crafty Carol here from Northern Ireland with another card for you. And I wanted to play with this lovely new set. It's called Everyday Arches. It comes as a bundle. It's actually a suite. There's loads of bits to it. So I'll show you the bits I've got out at the moment. So this is the stamp set, and it has these lovely curved sentiments which fit, all of these, which fit with the dies that go with it, which are the Everyday Arch dies, which are just beautiful. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 10 different sizes of die there, which is just fabulous. And as I say, the different ones fit these different the different curves on of these. I'm using this one, which is Know You Are Loved. And I haven't stuck it on my block yet because I wanted to show you one of the things with the arches is obviously it would move a little bit. So if you're putting these sorts of stamps on the block, just drop it on your desk. And as you drop it, it'll find its, might just get a slightly bigger block. Drop it on the desk and then use your block to pick it up. And that will keep it the right shape. Okay, if you try and place it on the block, you're likely to move these a little bit. And that will, because I've already cut out the shape, I'm going to stamp on here so you can see it fits it beautifully. So what do I need for this card? Oh, let me show you the other bits that or one of the bits that come with it, because I'm going to make another card which will probably come out next week with these gorgeous papers. These are the Everyday Skies papers, and they're just fabulous. And the other stamps in here, you've got aeroplanes, you've got a balloon, you've got birds, a nice little accent, little star things. And the papers are just gorgeous. So double-sided. So I'll try and pull it out without pulling it completely out. So you have a pattern side and a sort of more picture side, but they're very abstract pictures. So this is the second lot, these 4 of each. So this is the next. Trying to go through and get, see, so many of each, you can't find them. So these ones, this lovely, I love this. These little birds on here. I don't know if you can see those. It might not be good enough to see. Then you've got blues with sort of textured blue. You've got a deeper red sky with a lovely purple back with the accent little stars on it. Next one, little birds, blue sky. And you've got more sky and pink. Another one with birds on it, and this lovely dark, that goes with that sky. And then this lovely dark one with, again, a purple texture one on the back. I think there's one more, yes, another dark sky with sort of blue stripy paper on the back. Oops. So that is the Everyday Skies DSP. I'm not actually using that for this card, but it is just lovely. And there's some ribbon, I think, and some gems that also go with the suite. But I'm also bringing in these masks. These are beautiful. These are the linked together masks, and that again comes as a bundle, which I will show you the full bundle another time. But if only I can get into them. It's opened several times. I'm not sure why it keeps getting lost. But these are, we've had them before with things like trees and where you've got all the layers, the different layers. And this is done differently, but with patterns this time. So you have a thin trellis. All of these can be used on their own, and all of these would make fabulous backgrounds to cards. But we've got the trellis there, and then you have behind that, the next one down, whoops, that one, yeah, is a slightly thicker trellis, and then you have a sort of real diamond trellis at the back. So those fit together and form a 3-layer beautiful trellis, which would make a fabulous background. Anyone on their own or mixed together will. Then the next one is sort of diamonds that fill in the trellis. And finally, you have this sort of dotty patterned one, which would go at the very, very back and fill it in. So these, just gorgeous. You all could be used on their own. I'm actually going to be using 2. I'm going to use that one, and I think probably the second one down. No, possibly the first. Okay. Yeah, got to decide which. I think I'll use those 2. And we're going to put a patterned background on this. Now what I've done is I've chosen the 3rd and 4th largest dies, and I've cut them out of a sheet of, this is my card base, I've cut them out, so I've been left with a frame that I've managed to cut out of these dies. So when you're putting these together, I'm going to show you what I did there. I used, you should have kept them together to show you, I used these two together, and when I put them on the card to cut, I placed them very carefully inside each other so that there was the same gap all the way round, and then I used washi tape or low tack tape to hold them down, so I made sure I held it in position while I put them through the machine. Just put those back in there so I don't lose them. So that cut out this lovely frame, and then I also have the background with the edge just that came out of the middle. So I'm going to use both of these pieces. If you didn't want to use them, you wanted to keep this for something else, you could draw around that and mask it, and I don't know, but I'm going to make it easy for myself because it is a lot easier to do this. I've just realised I need my piece of scrap paper, there we go, to put it on there. So I am actually going to use my temporary adhesive, which is this one, I get it from Amazon, and have that on the back of this piece, and I'm just going to stick that down to my paper just so it's not going to move. And then with my masks, I'm going to start off with this mask. So I'm going to center it so that one of the diamonds is sort of near the top, which gives me partial ones. I want to make sure this is as near as possible fairly centered so that the pattern is even either side. That's important. So having placed that where I want it, I'm going to use some low tack tape to just stick it down, make sure it doesn't move. And now I've got my blending brushes, a wonderful tool, make sure you do have these. And remember, we're still in Saleabration, so anything you buy at the moment, for every £55 you spend, you get something free. And there's some fabulous free offers with a whole load of other ones this month. So if you look, alphabet dies, if you're looking for the Alamo dies, they are free with Saleabration this month. Can't believe it. So don't miss out on those. Now I've got 3 ink pads. I've got I want fairly soft ink pads here. So I've got soft seafoam, petal pink and pretty and pink. So I'm going to start off with my, I think I might actually use soft seafoam first. So that was my pink brush, so I'm going to use my green brush. I have, for groups of colours, I've got a green, green and blue sometimes, and I've got pink and I've got yellow for my brushes, and I tend to keep them for that because they do stain a little bit. So I'm picking up the paint on the ink on the brush, and then just very gently just going to rub it over my outline here. So this will take some time, and obviously I shall move the video on because you don't want to be watching me do this forever. Now as I'm putting this on, I'm not putting it so heavily around the area that I want to stamp my sentiment, because I want that to stick out and I don't want too much colour around there. So I'm focusing on the centre and the bottom of this. So you can see my whole paper's moving around, but that's fine. That doesn't matter at all because I just want it to come through on the background. Now we're getting the colour coming through, as you can see. So just take your time on this. The longer you take, the smoother the colour and the more gentle you don't see brush strokes or anything like that. You're just adding colour. So I think probably that's enough for that. That's just a bit more down this side. So now I can carefully just take one end of that off and have a look. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So you can see I've left it paler at the top and deeper at the bottom. So these I can just wash. I just wash them in the sink in soapy water. They wash really well. So now I'm going to put this one on top, because I do want these patterns to be where they should be, which is right in the center of the shapes I've already put down there. Oops. That's better. And then I'm going to go over it with Pretty in Pink. I've no idea what it's going to look like, but we'll have to see. I just think that these should look quite nice. Quite often we'd use same shade of a darker shade of the same colour, and I have got a backup if I need. But I'm going to just see what this looks like, because I just want this to be really sort of faded in the background here. So again, I'm not going right to the top, and I'm just going to keep the top bits quite light, leaving the shape for my words, but I'm focusing on making sure I've got the colour near the bottom here, making sure that's come through. So there we have it. Now I can peel that off my background piece of paper, and this will just rub off. This is the temporary adhesive, so I can just use a finger and it just rubs off. There we go. So there is my patterned background. I rather like that. I'm quite pleased with that actually. Now I'm going to use Pretty in Pink or something a bit darker. Good question. Let's just try. We'll try with Pretty in Pink, see what that looks like. So I'm going to ink up this stamp, Know You Are Loved. And then making sure it sits at the top of my arch. Stamp it down. Of course, if you've still got a Stamparatus, you could use that to make sure it's in the right place, but I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, I like that. I'm happy with that. It's got the effect I was sort of looking for there. So obviously you can play around with different colours, try different things with this, but I quite liked that. Leave that out because I need it again in a minute. So just move those out of the way. I've got my background card, which is my usual half A4 card, 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5, or for US card, it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And this piece that I've cut out was roughly, I don't know, I think it was about 10 by 12, but I actually think I left it longer because I've got a scrap here, which is fine, which I may not use. I was going to use it for a sentiment, but I think I might stamp direct onto the card. Yeah, I think I will. So I'm using at the bottom here, so I've got the Know You Are Loved So Very Much. So I'm going to use the So Very Much, ink that up, and try and get it roughly where I want it at the bottom here. So Very Much. There we go. Now I can put this away. So I'm going to stick this down directly to the card. I just need to get it straight, that's the main thing, and right in the centre, because I'm going to put my frame around it. So just have it a little bit higher up. I could measure this, I think, but I'm happy with that. And then my frame is going to go around it. Stick down, please, thing. There we go. My frame's going to go around it, but I am going to be really fiddly and use some tiny, tiny dimensionals, which I might even probably have to cut them in half. Get some scissors. So I'm going to cut a whole load of dimensionals in half here. These are the mini ones as well. So and then I'm just going to put these little dimensionals. I've really chosen to be fiddly, haven't I, for this, but trying to use my pokey tool, didn't want to, oops, come off. There we go. So again, I shall rush through the video because you don't want to see me faffing around too much with these. It's going to take a little while, but the little half dimensionals just fit around the frame that I've done. You could, of course, use bigger die. So you could have used the die 2 down from the one. I've just used the one frame difference. So I used that one and that one, but you could make a much bigger frame by using alternate dies if you preferred, but I wanted the sort of light look of just this very narrow frame. So I've put a few round here, just a few dimensionals. Now I've got to be really fiddly and get the tops off them all. There, I think I started with that one, yeah. So lots of bits to get rid of in a minute. So now just very carefully, I'm going to place the frame around the edge here. I'm going to start at the bottom edge. Ooh, bouncing off. And let it fall into place around the top. There we go. So there is my sort of stained window little card. I'm not doing too much else to it, to be honest. I am going to add a few gems, and I was going to put some hearts in the middle, and I can't decide whether to or not. I think I might. So I've got a little scrap of Pretty in Pink here, and this is an old punch. It was a little set of 4. Never going to get rid of them. They're so useful. And I'm just going to punch out a couple of little hearts here. There we go. Oops, I don't know why I put them straight on there. Come off. There we go. Oh dear. So I'm going to pop a couple of little dimensionals on there. Again, just use the little ones. There we go. And then these are just going to go in the corner over here. So there. There. Yeah, I think that just adds to it. And I'm actually going to do something with these, which is always a worthwhile thing to do, which is get my Wink of Stella, give it a good shake. I know it's nearly running out, my Wink of Stella. Probably need a new one, but there's just enough in here, I think, just to go over my hearts and make them just glisten that little bit. It almost helps that my Wink of Stella is running out, because it means the glitter bit is actually, there we go, it's a bit more concentrated. So I don't know if you can see the little glitter on that, but that's just enough there, I think. I was thinking of going to put some gems on it as well, but actually I don't think I will. I'm going to just leave it like that. So know you are loved, so very much. Just a beautiful set. I hope you like this set. Hope you like this card. I'm just going to put a quite sort of soggy sweet greeting inside, because this is going to be probably a second Valentine's card for my husband, because why not? So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed that today. Just mixing a couple of sets, showing different ways you can deal with things. There's so much more I can do with this set. I'm going to have a lot of play and a lot of fun with this set, I think, to put it together. So many, I can see so many options for this, you know, but there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that card. Bit different, but I'm actually quite pleased with it in the end. Thank you for joining me today. The instructions are on the website, and please do have a look through the catalogues and see if there's anything you want on your wish list, because really don't want to miss out on the free stuff, and it's only for the rest of this month. You've only got 3 more weeks, so don't miss out. Bye for now.